Radha Kunja Bihari Gopi Janavallabha Gopi Janavallabha Gopi Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire Nashta Prayasha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. So shloka number 'Tavat prasanno bhagavan Pushkarakshaha krite yuge Tavat prasanno Bhagavan Pushkarakshaha krite yuge Darshayam asatam shattaha Darshayam asatam kshattaha Shabdam Brahma dadad vapuhu Shabdam Brahma dadat patuhu Shabdam Brahma dadad vapuhu Tavat prasanno Bhagavan Pushkarakshaha krite yuge Darshayamasa tam shattaha Shabdam Brahma dadad vapuhu Tavat prasanno Bhagavan Tavat prasanno Bhagavan Pushkarakshaha krite yuge Darshayamasa tam shattaha Shabdam Brahma dadad vapuhu Tavat prasanno Bhagavan Pushkarakshaha krite yuge Darshayamasa tam shattaha Shabdam Brahma dadad vapuhu
Tavat prasanno Bhagavan Pushkaraksha krite yuge Darshayam ashantam shakta Shabdam Brahma dadat vapu
Tavat prasanna Bhagavan Pushkaraksha krite yuge Darshayam aspatam chatha Shabdam Brahman dadat vapuhu
Tavatam prasanna Bhagavan
Tavat prasanno Bhagavan
Pushkaraksha krite yuge Darshayam atam shaktam Shabdam Brahma dadato
Tavat prasanno Bhagavan Pushkara akshakrite Darshayamasa tat shattaha Shabdam Brahma dadatu
Tavat.
Tavat
I change the mic. Tavat. Then. Prasannaha. Why the volume is so low? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. It's okay. Prasannaha, being pleased. Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Pushkara Akshaha, the lotus eye. Krite Yuge, in the Satyuga. Darshayam Asha, showed Tam to that Kardama Muni. Shattaha, O Vidura. Shabdam, which is to be understood only through the Vedas. Brahma, the absolute truth. Dadat, exhibiting. Papuhu, his transcendental body. Then in the Satyuga, the lotus-eyed Supreme Personality Godhead, being pleased, showed himself to that Kardama Muni and displayed a transcendental form which can be understood only through the Vedas. Then in the Satyuga, a lotus-eyed Supreme Personality of Godhead, being pleased, showed himself to that Kardama Muni and displayed his transcendental form, which can be understood only through the Vedas. Purport. Who wants to read? Yes, Supriya Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Here 2 points are very significant. The first is that Kardama Muni attained success by yoga practice in the beginning of Satya Yuga when people used to live for 100,000 years. Kardama Muni attained success and the Lord, being pleased with him, showed him his form, which is not imaginary. Sometimes the impersonalists recommend that one can arbitrarily concentrate one's mind on some form he imagines or which pleases him. But here it is very clearly said that the form which the Lord showed to Kardama Muni by his divine grace is described in this Vedic literature. Shabdam Brahma. The forms of the Lord are clearly indicated in the Vedic literature. Kardama Muni did not discover any imaginary form of God as allayed by rascals. He actually saw the eternal, blissful, and transcendental form of the Lord. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisheshaya Shunyavadi Pashad Deshatarine. Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Tavat prasanno Bhagavan Pushkarakshaha krite yuge Darshayamasa tam shattaha Shabdam Brahma tadad vapuhu. Then in the Satyuga, the lotus-eyed Supreme Personality Godhead, being pleased, showed himself to that Kardama Muni, displayed a transcendental form which can be understood only through the Vedas. So the goal of any yoga system is to finally reach the Lord face to face. We had recently Yoga Day. Millions of people all around the world were doing breathing exercises and doing some physical movement, hand, legs up and down. And none of them practically, with some exceptions are always there, but as a rule, none of them had even a desire to see the transcendental form of the Lord. And that is the goal. Goal of yoga practice is to see why I am not seeing Krishna, why Krishna I am not seeing, why I am not seeing Krishna. There should be the desire. When can I see the transcendental form of the Lord? And you cannot force it. Everything in life we try to force by somehow or another. But you know, when you meet a grey person, he listens to you, but he does what he wants to do. Yeah? You don't know his inside mind. So similarly, Krishna, you cannot play with him. You cannot show your wealth in front of Krishna. It's a joke. Therefore, when the chapter of Vishwarupa, Krishna says this Vishwarupa, and later he shows his own two-handed form. He says, not by tapasya, you can see this form, just by some tapasya. Not by giving some charity, you can see this form. Many people think if they do severe tapasya, they don't eat. There's some people who eat once in 2 days, once in 3 days. They don't shave. They pull their hairs one by one. So, and they think by the tapasya, they can spiritually advance and see God. Not possible. Some people think by dana, I help poor, so God is very kind to me. I can see God. It's material. At the end of the day, it's material. You'll go to Swarga for some time, that's it. But you'll not see God. Oh. Some people say by cultivation of knowledge, I will read that Upanishad, I read that Purana, I read that book, I read the commentary, and by that Acharya, I can see God. Tarka pratishtaha. Just by argument, you cannot see God. Shrutiya vibhinnaha. We read Vedic literature, there are so many literatures. We get different conclusions. We'll get rather confused. Without the guidance of Guru, any subject if you read, you get confused. In fact, in science, it is said, any subject in science, now something very interesting. In science, if any subject you to study deeply, you'll get confused. It's a fact. Any subject. Even mathematics, to this day, they are debating for last how many years? 1,000-year problem. The definition of numbers. How? They're going circles. Defining numbers. Itni badi baat ho gayi hai. Cannot even define numbers properly. On that itself, their heads are going in circle. Any subject. It looks so simple, mathematics, 5 plus 3, that just define the numbers. Ask the mathematician, they'll tell you. They're struggling to define numbers itself. Deep you go inside any subject, you get totally confused. You say physics, now let us start. Define time, define mass. You will start moving in circles again. So philosophically difficult terms. You go chemistry. So you go in medicine. I met some doctor. He was doctor of the teeth. There are only 32 doctors and there are 32 specializations, not even more, 30 to 50 specialization dentistry. They say for every teeth there is a specialist. They joke like that. So there is so much. And after doing so much study, so somebody, I met postgraduate student, he said, do you understand? Sir, not understood anything even now. After so many years, you are a very sincere student reading, trying to understand. So any subject is so interesting, you go deep, you get confused. You got chartered accountancy, go deep, you'll get totally confused. That's how the subjects are. Therefore, say don't go deep. In all the subjects, if you are intelligent, say don't go deep. Even in engineering, the first thing the faculty warns you, don't go too deep. We are not for here studying science. We here for applied science, that's engineering. They'll make some thumb rule. X equal to this, one formula they'll put. Why they got, just take it, it works. But like in chemistry, they're catalyst. Exactly. No. So any subject, if you go deep, actually, you get confused. Say in science, the basic fundamental, how life came, it's total confusion to this day. How universe originated, how different species came, we just don't know. So any subject interesting, mathematics, physics, chemistry, if you go deep, you get totally confused. Because why? Bahunam janamanamante jnanavan mam prapadyate. Krishna said, any field of knowledge you develop, at the end, he is there. But you're trying to avoid him. Therefore, you end up getting confused. That is why we get confused. All the materialistic studies today, Prabhupada said, any line of any knowledge begins with the fact Krishna is inconceivable. Put that first, After that, we can understand that knowledge. And they're avoiding that, and therefore they're ending up in confusion. Many times people feel Bhagavad Gita is also like that. If you go too deep, you will get confused, you will not do your duties, you run away to Himalayas. They feel like that. In fact, I don't know how many of you had that experience. When I was reading Bhagavad Gita in my college first time, my friends told me, "Isko zyada seriously nahi lene ka." Huh? Bolte hai na, sir? People say like that. They say you will get confused on that. So therefore, there is somebody called Guru. Tadavidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadakshanti te jnanam jnanina tattvadashinaha. Tattvadashi. Jnanina tattvadashi. So because he has seen the truth. So Prabhupada says that in the Bhagavad Gita, if you look what Krishna says, Maya sakta manapartha yogam yunjam madashrayah asamshayam samagram mam yata gyasatita shunu asamshayam. No doubt, no confusion. If you offer devotional service to Krishna, all your confusion will end. And no confusion, it's clear. Even those Nobel laureates, they take a Nobel Prize, but they are still confused. They're not understood actually anything. They're confused. But a devotee, asamshayam, samagram, he knows everything completely without a doubt. Tatshunu, if you hear Krishna, you instead of ending up confused, you become very clear. But without the shelter of Krishna, without the shelter of devotees of Krishna, you'll end up in what happened to Vedavyasa. Vedavyasa wrote all the 4 Vedas. It includes 100 Upanishads. Wrote 17 Puranas. That time he had not written Bhagavatam. And then what did he do? Wrote Mahabharata, wrote Vedanta. Even after that, he was totally confused. And Narada Muni came and he gave him a path out of confusion. He said, please meditate on the Lord. And Bhakti Yoge Namanasi Samyak Pranahite Amale Apashat Purusham Purnam. He saw the Lord in front of him, Mayata Tapashyam, and all his confusion ended. So, in spiritual life, in the beginning stages, there is a confusion, whether it is all is correct or not. I tell you, to some degree, we still have that confusion. The difference between pure devotee and us is that his faith is very strong. There is a difference or not? Now, the development of the faith means advancement of Krishna consciousness. How much strong is your faith? How much to the core of the heart you accept that I am a servant of Krishna? Because if we accept we are a servant of Krishna, then why we do sense gratification? Hanumanji never does. One moment he doesn't do sense. Every moment is absorbed. Jai Shri Ram. He's only thinking, how do I please Lord Rama? Radharani is all the time thinking, how do I please? There is not in the whole spiritual world, there is not a tinge of sense gratification because their faith is 100% clear. True? 100% clear. But why in the material world we see people are doing? Because even though as devotees, we are not really convinced. When Srila Prabhupada was leaving the body, he asked the disciples, are you convinced Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead? He asked this question to disciples. Still have any doubt? I'm leaving now. Then you'll not get a chance to ask any question. So, are you convinced? Actually, the fact is, we are still not convinced. If you are convinced, our life will in a different way. Prabhupada did not waste 1 second in service to Krishna. He is convinced. Now, it is very difficult to see how advanced somebody is because we do not know what is going inside his mind. But if we see somebody continuously engaged in serving Krishna, sthai bhava, we can at least get an indication he is advancing now. Avyartha kalatram, one of the symptoms of advanced devotee is 1 moment he cannot waste. Avyartha kalatram, namagane sada ruchi. If he's free, just keep chanting. He has taste for chanting the Lord's holy name. Avyartha kalatram namagane priti tadavaste sale. Very eager to see the place of pastimes of the Lord. There are various symptoms given for advanced devotee. So not a woman can be wasted, and he keeps practicing. Srila Prabhupada explains this actually in the Bhagavatam also. This verse comes. Vidyate hridaya granthi chiddate sarva samshaya shiyanta jaskarmani dishtra eva atmanishware. Vidyate hridaya granthi. What is the problem? We have granthi. We have a lot of attachment to the sense objects in this world. Granthi, not. The Prabhupada jokes about the hippies. Now the hippies, they left. What did they leave? The hippies, the hippies, they left their homes and they were on the streets. They left their country. They left their jobs. They left everything. But they were still attracted to sex life, with their having like cats and dogs on the streets. So Prabhupada laughs. Where will you go, sir? Sir, the knot is here. Suppose somebody run away, somebody ties you. Where you'll go? रस्सी तो इधर है. तो वो सेक्स डिजायर नहीं छोड़ पाए और वो नचा रहा था उनको. ऐसे कहाँ जाओगे तुम? इधर आओ. घर छोड़ दिया, माँ बाप छोड़ दिए, जॉब भी छोड़ दिया, सब कुछ छोड़ दिया, बट सेक्स डिजायर नहीं छोड़ पाए. इतना आसान नहीं है. ग्रंथि, द नॉट, है ना? So many kind of knots are there which are not allowing us to progress in spiritual life. They're like anchors. Anchor समझ आता है ना? Boat में एक anchor होता है ना? There is an anchor. When the anchor is not removed, the boat cannot move. True? So we also have a lot of anchors, because of which we are not able to sail with full speed toward the lotus feet of Krishna. And we forget that because of those anchors, that actually my whole mission of life is to see Krishna face to face. I have no other mission. We get lost. This person said like that, he said like that, he is this. Are you forgot the mission was to see Krishna, not all these silly things in this world. Mana, sometimes we are honored, sometimes we are dishonored. This all goes on in this world. True? ये तो दुनिया में तो चल रहा है. Sometimes it is hot, sometimes it is cold. Now it's raining. Such a sweet weather now it is. Like Switzerland we are feeling, or Kashmir, है ना? Mangalore में. मजा आ रहा है. पंखे की भी जरूरत नहीं है. But sometimes we become very hot. है ना? So these all kind of things keep happening. He's unconcerned with that. So removal of these doubts is extremely important in spiritual life. Doubts choke our spiritual life. They rot inside the mind, and it stings. Any doubt will just kill our spiritual life. है ना? कोई भी doubt आ जाता है. And sometimes when we are teaching, we get, so it's not that we are free from doubt. If you are free from doubt, तब तो अपनी situation will be totally different. है ना? In the beginning of spiritual life, we are like somebody dream walking. We are walking towards Krishna, but exactly as somebody's eyes are closed and he's walking. Somebody is not able to see how difficulty he will have in walking. But suppose you can see, you will run towards the lotus feet of Krishna. So as our spiritual life advances, our energy to serve Krishna increases more and more. Apna enthusiasm increases. Person is actually running. In the beginning of spiritual life, we understand, suppose we are all running for sense gratification. We are racing against each other. We are all running against each other for sense objects. True? That's what we are doing. Working hard, day and night, without sleep, people work hard to get some sense object. Anna? And then some devotee meets you. Not this way, it is other way. Happiness is not this way, happiness is the other way. So other way, when we start in the beginning, nothing is clear. We are walking very slowly because of doubt, about doubt. Krishna, Narayana, वही doubt आ जाता है, who is God? How many people ask us this question in level 1? Who is God, Supreme, Krishna or Narayana? Hai na? What about Shiva? All these kind of questions come. So we are actually moving slowly, very slowly. Maybe many times by good association, by wonderful devotees with you. उसकी वजह से हमारी भक्ति चल रही है ना? You're not having much. Many people are in society of ISKCON because they like the company of devotees, but there actually nothing is visible now to them. है ना? है अच्छा लग रहा है सबके साथ, बड़े प्यारे लोग हैं, अपने जाते हैं थोड़ा, कभी कभी किटी पार्टी हो जाता है. How are you? Just like kitty party. लोग आते हैं. Many times temple gathering on Sunday become like that. How are you? I am fine. How is your son? ये सब गप करने आए उधर. भगवान के बारे में बात करने का लेट आते हैं. डिनर के टाइम पहुंचते हैं, उसके बाद सुनने की जगह सुना के चले जाते हैं लोगों को. हाँ, that happened. I feel like that. कुछ सुनने नहीं आया, सुनने का इंटरेस्ट नहीं है. Many times we see people. Sunday we have a program. What time? 12 to 2 o'clock. They'll come at 2:15, and have prasadam and they will speaking all common material stuff, tell international politics, international news, and give their opinions and go away. They have no interest to hear. They have no interest in participate in Harinam. So, but still they are fortunate because somewhere we start. Many devotees started with prasadam only their spiritual life. So anyway, that's okay. Somewhere we stand. So the doubts are there. And in the beginning, that's how we move. Spiritual life is going slowly. We are walking very slowly. But once we understand time is limited, and I have to cover this much distance, suppose, है ना? आपको 1 mile cover करना है, ठीक है? And you know time is limited. You have only 5 minutes. And after, if you cannot complete, then next life you have to remaining, you have to complete. And next life, there is no guarantee what you will do. Today, there is at least an opportunity. At least there is an opportunity. I am with the association of devotees. Anna, there is faith. I am at the shelter of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and all wonderful devotees. I can quickly progress. There is an opportunity. But they do not know what is going to happen in next life. So, you know, I have only few minutes time and I have 1 mile to go. As much I can cross. But the problem is my faith is not clear. Therefore, we don't run. The problem is because the knots are still holding me of sense gratification. So I'm not able to even move. I'm not able to progress in spiritual life. I just, maybe once I chant by round, then after that I do sinful activities. I smoke, I drink, I break regulative principles. Then what is it? I don't move at all. In fact, Prabhupada warns that if you do not follow the regulated principles, rules and regulations of Krishna consciousness, then all doubts will remain as it is. Kabhi bhi darshan nahi aayega. Hai na? Just like, imagine, awakened soul is so much blissful all the time that all will not be there. All doubts will remain. Really, Krishna is God, huh? After hearing, we have seen some people 10 years, 20 years they are hearing, still they don't get convinced. As preaching, you have seen. They come to temple, they have been coming to temple 20 years, but still totally materialistic. Nothing they understood in Krishna consciousness. Because they don't follow any rules and regulations. They don't chant Hare Krishna. They don't follow any rules and regulations. Then all the doubts remain as it is. But if you take earnestly to Krishna consciousness, sincerely, then gradually the knots get cut. Chadyate hridaya granthi, all the knots get cut. Vidyate sarva samshayaha, and all the doubts are removed. Tesha vivanukam partam aham ajnana jamatamaha nashayami atbhavasto jnana dipena bhashata. This is a very nice, I don't know if I can get you that video. There is one devotee, he was a comedian before he came to Krishna consciousness. What they call them, stand-up artist, or new terms for them. Comedian, basically, easy terms. So they have a festival in America, in our, what we call, Golden Temple. ISKCON has a very huge place in America, West Virginia. So they do festivals many times there. And it is ISKCON property. All devotees like to visit at least once in a year. So all the devotees sit and he makes he gives it because he has an ability to present something very attractive way. So he's explaining that our spiritual life is like race of the horses. So he's explaining, I want to reach Krishna's lotus feet and I'm running. But actually what runs faster than me is Kama Krodha, which is actually ahead of me. And he says, no, they're all ahead. And very difficult. But still I'm chanting my 16 rounds. I'm still chanting. And the sixth, I will not give away. My God, it's a very hopeless position. But I'm still chanting Hare Krishna, Hare. Sometimes he's chanting the rounds. I said, then comes Prabhupada mercy. So nice it is. Prabhupada mercy. That suddenly, and it brings Krishna prema with it. And then the horse of my Krishna bhakti start running full ahead. So somehow we have to hold on to the process of Krishna consciousness. There is a stage, in the beginning stage is the testing stage. Before the sweetnesses of Krishna consciousness is showered at us, there is a stage which is called testing stage. Krishna really tests whether you are entitled for the waves and ripples of Krishna consciousness. And many of us become impatient and we throw away this opportunity. We want instant magic. I start chanting Hare Krishna, there should be explosion of my consciousness with waves and ripples of love of Krishna. Ocean of love of Godhead should be shaking when I say Hare Krishna. There is a very nice ocean of love of Godhead. This Prabhupada uses this term. There's once when Brahmana came to meet Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Can you tell me something about Krishna? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, when I want to know anything, I talk to Ramananda Rai, because Chaitanya always taught teaching how to respect devotees. So go to Ramananda Rai. You learn from him. The devotee means he appreciates other devotees. It's not easy to appreciate another person, but everybody has some good quality. We should learn to appreciate. Criticism is easy, and criticism comes generally with a sense of insecurity and pride. Insecurity because I feel this person is going to destroy me. Krishna is protecting everybody. Nobody can destroy anybody. True? Like Prahlad Maharaj was protected. We are also protected by karma to some extent and later by personal protection like Prahlad. Everybody has protection. There is no need to feel insecure against anybody. Therefore, devotee becomes actually very peaceful. Anna? Kis cheez se darna hai? Krishna protect kar rahe hain. Like sometimes what happens, a road accident happens. Thoda ek gaadi, generally big accident happen rarely. Some scratching occurs. Aap aage piche kar rahe the. Parking is the most difficult thing. Aap scratch kar dale. So some people start shouting, howling. Oh, there is no use of that. Because the insurance laws are protecting you. एक फोन करो, पुलिस वाला उधर आ जाएगा, फोटो ले लेगा, आपको पूरा पैसा मिल जाएगा. थर्ड पार्टी इंश्योरेंस तो सभी का होता है. There is no need to shout at all. You're going to get your money. Agreed? There is no need to shout. You're wasting your time by shouting. पैसा मिलता है, इंश्योरेंस से आ जाएगा आपको. Why you're shouting? Many times you have seen, vehicles. It does happen. You not make mistake, he make. नहीं आपने mistake, नहीं मैंने mistake किया था. क्या फायदा है उसका? Why you're wasting your time over that? Just call the traffic police. The number is there. Immediately they will come. That's their job. They will take a photo. Take that photo. Take a report from him. Apply. You get your money. There is no need to feel insecure and shout. Isn't it reasonable? But people will not listen. इतनी गाली होती है, मार भी देते हैं दूसरे को. There are so many instances they take a rod, one person, and they put on his head and he died. क्या हो जाता है people? But they don't understand. There is no need to fight. Please call the traffic. He will come take a photograph. He will fill papers. You apply for an insurance. You get your money. चिल्लाने का तो जरूरत ही नहीं है. Great. But लोग चिल्लाते हैं. So similarly in life also, we are all insured by Krishna. We are protected by Krishna. कोई किसी का कुछ नहीं बिगाड़ सकता. कोई कुछ कर ही नहीं सकता. Nobody can do any harm to anybody in this world. Everybody is protected either by the laws of karma, and the days as you advance more, you even have a special protection by the Lord's personal hand. So why there is Prahlad Maharaj anytime cursed Hiranyakashipu? No, it's very peaceful. Koi dar nahi tha. Because we lack faith in Krishna. The problem is with us. Moment there is insecurity, there is fear, we start shouting. True? But insecurity and fear is because of our lack of faith in Krishna consciousness, lack of faith in Krishna. Avashya Rakshibe Krishna. So therefore we do all these dramas. So Chiddate, so we do not follow the rules and regulations of Krishna consciousness because of our own weaknesses. And then the doubts remain. है ना भाई हमको none of us are seeing Krishna, but हम लोग कीर्तन कर रहे हैं कुछ, because there is some happiness, and that happiness is coming because you're following Krishna is pleased by devotion service. You're overall following rules and regulations. You're doing devotion service. Many people think only sadhana will make me advance. No, sir. Try to understand this fact. Sadhana is one element. Krishna is at the end of the day a person. You should do something. Prabhupada says when you chant Hare Krishna, you're going to advance your spiritual life definitely. But you'll advance more if you try to spread Krishna consciousness also. So what is service? Service means participating in spreading the holy name. Then you get so much mercy from the holy name. You can easily understand. And then when the doubts get over, then when you develop a stage called Nishtha. Shraddha, Sadhu, Sangha, Bhajan, Kriya, Anartha, Nivriti. Anartha, Nivriti means all your misconceptions, misgivings. Why does Krishna do this? Why he's like that? All go away. All your unwanted desires disappear away. Then what happens? Nishtha, firm faith. And then next stage is Ruchi. Ruchi. Therefore, it is said when spiritual life you're practicing properly, then every day you see a new station. Now you're going from here to Jagannath Puri, the next yatra after the Mangalore yatra. So what is happening? Or you have said, let us talk about that later. A lot about Mangalore yatra. Okay? Until Janmashtami is only Mangalore yatra. So Mangalore yatra, you want to come to Mangalore. So on the way are coming from north. So you see Bombay, yes, little remaining now. You see Goa, oh, just little more remaining. Then you see Udupi, about to come just 1 more hour, and then you land. Correct? It's not story. Now similarly, the Shastra, Acharyas give us the landmarks. We know we are progressing. And how much it is encouraging to know I have reached Udupi now because it's only 1 hour away. Similarly, how much will be encouraging when I see actually I am advancing. What is the advancement? Very nicely one devotee said, Prabhupada says, it becomes sweeter. Today Kirtan was so nice. Next day, it is so nice. Next day, it is so nice. It only keeps increasing. The happiness only keeps increasing. And then Krishna is in front of you. Then how much you feel secure when you know you're advancing. And when you know you're not advancing, how much insecure do you feel? When you're going towards, say, Mangalore, and your train is still sitting in Bombay only, then 3 days are over, how much you feel uneasy and uncomfortable? What 3 days, 3 hours you feel uncomfortable? Even 30 minutes, why train is not moving? We raste mein jate hai na, we are traveling on train journey. Now many are big people, you go by flights nowadays. So imagine you're sitting in flight and flight is not moving. How much you feel irritated, na? Chalo bhai, hath ho gaya. Sometimes utarta nahi hai. Upar ghumta hi rehta hai. He doesn't get a place to slot to land. He is late. He keeps roaming on the air. You get really, अरे उतरो भाई. फ्लाइट में कभी कभी बैठे हैं हमसे नहीं अभी आएगा कंट्रोल रूम से कि आप चलो चलो भाई वी गेट इरिटेटेड नो और हमारे तो पुराने भाई हम लोग तो गरीब लोग हैं ट्रेन में और ट्रेन फंस जाती है व्हाट हैपेंस देन अरे चलो ना वी गेट इरिटेटेड और नॉट somewhere junction it stops and we are just waiting 45 minutes 1 hour when it will move or not we get irritated or not. The same way in spiritual life, if the train doesn't move then we get very irritated, we get frustrated. And then we start blaming other people. Ah, very wonderful. Acha, acha, acha. We start blaming other people. I didn't like this. Hey, Papa. Your train of Krishna consciousness moves by mercy of Krishna to you. It has nothing to do with other people doing anything to you. Nobody can stop your train. Ahetuki apratihata. Causelessly, the train of Krishna consciousness move. Apratihata, without any break. So if there is something which is not allowing my train to move fast, it is me, not nobody else. There is only one enemy I have in spiritual life, my own mind. I have no other enemy. Because of lack of faith in Krishna, we have insecurity that this person is halting my progress. This person has destroyed my spiritual life. This person is halting my progress spiritual life. No way, sir. Nobody can do anything. Nobody can even stop your devotion service. Nobody can do anything. True? How can anybody do anything? Anna? Nobody can do. So the progress of Krishna consciousness therefore depends upon my own sincerity. And whole life on objective is to see Krishna face to face. Long time ago, I remember there was one situation where somebody asked a senior devotee, see, I came to Krishna consciousness, but when I'm so disturbed, this fellow is always irritating me. So then is the advice, you've forgotten why you came. You came to see Krishna. These are all very small things. Not everybody is bound to honor you. You may be having big estimation of yourself, but not everybody feels the same about you. अरे भाई हम तो सोते हैं हम तो प्रसिद्ध हैं हम तो परमहंस हैं हम तो क्या क्या हैं हम तो है ना वैष्णव ठाकुर हैं हम तो हो वैष्णव ठाकुर मैं ही हूँ वैष्णव ठाकुर. You may have, but other people may not feel the same about you. They ignore you. They don't respect you. है ना? They sometimes may speak something dishonoring you. है ना? But when a devotee is actually humble, he doesn't feel anything about that. It's okay. It's actually true, whatever he's telling. There was one very special devotee, Shivas. Shivas, we hear Shivas Angan. Shivas Angan. So Shivas, he was so great at his home, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to Harinam Sankirtana. It is very beautiful. They used to dance for 72 hours sometimes. They used to lock the door because they were not dancing, they were flying. In Mayapur, when you visit next time, I'll show you that place. Okay. They were flying, not dancing. It was not possible for people to see that. Therefore, they locked the door. People can't take that. Lord Chaitanya dancing with intense ecstasy with this Advait Acharya with Shivas Thakur. Not possible. So one day what happened, somebody got very envious. And outside the house of Shivas, he kept, correct me somebody if I'm giving the wrong name, I think it is Shivas. He kept all the items of worship of Devi. Sometimes Devi is worshipped with liquor and, chicken, and sometimes people do that. There is. It's like Lord Shiva is also sometimes worshipped with all this kind of items. Vishnu, you cannot worship with all that. Vishnu worships always sattvic, Shuddha sattvic. But sometimes Devi is worshipped with liquor and meat and all. He kept all the items of worship of Devi outside the house. And then Shivas came out. He saw all the items. Hey, can you call everybody, please? Can you call the whole town, please? So all the people got up and collected outside his house. Somebody is called, Prabhu Shivas is calling. Okay. See, you all said I am a great person. Well, Lord Chaitanya himself dances at my house. Well, look at this. This is the reality of me. Please, all of you watch. This is my reality. I am actually a Devi worshipper who offers chicken and liquor. Lord, this is what I am. So please be note what I am. Correct? Devotee always wants to say, I am most fallen. He got an opportunity to convince people that I am fallen. Correct? हम तो सब बोलते हैं, I am fallen. See, लेकिन we want to heart of heart, I am the greatest. Correct? Somebody told Prabhupada, I am most fallen. Prabhupada said, you are most of nothing. Because उसमें भी एक थोड़ा अहंकार रहता है, most humble person. Prabhupada said, you are most of nothing. कुछ नहीं है तू. That's okay. So similarly, he got an opportunity to convince, look, you all said, no, I am so great. This is my reality. Why? Because how could he even speak that? Because he is not insecure. He is convinced. Avashya Rakshiv, I am Krishna's servant. What is this tamasha? Take it na? True? And people immediately understood it's not true. What is it telling? They cleaned the whole place, they washed the whole place, made it purified. And the person who did that got leprosy. I think what is his name? Forgetting his name. In fact, many times Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to go to take his bath. He used to beg Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, please forgive me for what I did. I said, not so easy, man. You know what you did? You try to insult such an advanced devotee. So Krishna punished him, correct? Why you are worried? No, you have done this. What kind of... No, not Govardhan Majumdar Mataji. They are very advanced. They are the father and uncle of Raghunath Das Goswami, some other person. Chapala, somebody. Okay. And then later when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes, Gopal Chapala, Radhika, so nice. So when the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes again to Mayapur after going to sannyas, he comes back. At that time, he delivers him. Okay. Forgives him for his offense, but he punished him for sufficient time for trying to insult a pure devotee. Hai? So when Krishna is protecting a devotee, what is the need of insecurity for her? So mind should be very calm, extremely peaceful, very, very peaceful. And even prasanna manaso bhagavad bhakti yogataha bhagavad tattva vijnanam mukta sangha sajayate. So as you advance from ruchi stage, you feel pleasurable. So nice. Even at anartha nivritti, we feel sattaguna, we feel very happy. And evam prasanna manaso, unless somebody is joyful, he cannot understand Krishna. So it's extremely important to keep even for a devotee. Just like I told you so many times, when Chaitanya and Lord Krishna asked that Brahmana who brought message of Rukmini, is your mind peaceful? Because that is what a Brahmana's mind should be, and definitely the mind of a Vaishnava. Should be very, very happy, prasanna manasa. Therefore, somebody sad in spiritual life, he is in Maya. How can somebody be sad in spiritual life? The person should be very happy in spiritual life. Evam prasanna manasa bhagavad bhakti yogataha bhagavad tattva vijnana mukta sangha sajayate. Evam prasanna manasa. The devotee should be very, very joyfully situated. Bhagavad bhakti yogata. And then he can understand, taste of Bhagavad bhakti. We can, in disturbed situation, also practice spiritual life, but it will be difficult to offer proper prayers to the Lord. Therefore, Sattva-guna is needed to reach Krishna's lotus feet. And we should keep ourselves in peaceful condition and practice Krishna consciousness so that we advance and one day see Krishna face to face. And therefore, also when our objective is to see Krishna face to face, we are also serious. We are very, very serious. We got an objective. And such a glorious objective it is. What are you practicing Krishna? I want to see Krishna one day face to face. Isn't it? Then we'll be so sincere. For small, small things will not be disturbed. Just like Prabhupada, so many purport says, we want to go back home, back to Godhead. We want to go back home, back to Godhead. Hana? So that has become, we are not really convinced that that's the goal of our life. Therefore, we are distracted to so many things. If you're convinced that's the goal of life, then there's a small, small thing. It's a very small thing. When Arjuna asked Krishna in the 13th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, 14th chapter of Bhagavad Gita of the Maya, then what are the symptoms of somebody is free from Maya? Krishna says he doesn't hate elimination, this, that, honor, dishonor. Why he says all the big list? Because that is a qualification of somebody who is about to see Krishna. He's so much distracted, a small thing in the world, what will he see Krishna? Okay, so we should be, health means sometimes stomach is good, sometimes stomach is not good, sometimes head is aching, sometimes head is not aching. All the things will go on, and sometimes people are honoring, sometimes people are dishonoring. We have to become indifferent to, sometimes people become enemies, sometimes people become friends. The person become totally indifferent to all of them. And he just focuses on advancing in Krishna consciousness because he has a very big goal. Like Srila Prabhupada said, you have made a very big goal. I'll repeat that. We are told, explained so many times. Suppose you say, I want to pass IS examination. Then कुछ काम नहीं होता, क्या कर रहा? IS का preparation कर रहा हूँ. एक अच्छा बहाना है. Any North India, any unemployed person, what are you doing? Preparing for IS. He's doing nothing actually. And you see the joke, he's not even studying for 5 minutes. What preparation he's doing? So similarly, you say, I want to go back to Godhead. Then it should reflect in our seriousness. Yes. our adhyana of the Shastra, chanting of the holy name, in serving the devotees and serving Krishna, that has to reflect. And then definitely, Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya, Anartha Nivritti. The first stage is Shraddha. We thought there is something in this, so therefore we came here. Then you go to the next railway station, Sadhu Sangha. We are stayed with devotees. We learn from them about Krishna consciousness. Then Bhajana Kriya. Then we are initiated. We are given the holy name. We are sincerely chanting it. Bhajana Kriya. Anartha Nivritti. As we practice Krishna consciousness, unwanted habit disappear. Nishtha. Then you develop firm faith in Krishna consciousness. Nishtha. Ruchi. We develop taste. We do chanting. We feel very tasty now. Asakti. Feel affection for the Lord. And then finally, bhava, primary love for God, and then seeing Krishna face to face in prema. Prema jana churita bhakti vilochanena santa sadeva hridayesha vilokanti. Somebody was telling, no, it happened that day, that situation, Krishna showed himself to me. I cried like anything. I said, please don't irritate and make me angry. Because if you see Krishna, you see him 24 hours. You don't just see Krishna and then he disappears. No, if you see him 24 hours. Hai? Because seeing Krishna is the platform of Krishna Prema, and if you reach Krishna Prema, you continuously, Santa Sadaiva, Prema Anjana, when you develop Prema, Krishna Prema, that's the highest stage of spiritual perfection, final stop. Prema Anjana, Churita Bhakti Vilochanena. Prema Anjana, Churita Bhakti, Santa Sadaiva Hridayesha Vilokayanti. Devotees see the Lord always. Santa Sadaiva. Within the core of the heart, they see the Lord constantly. Why? Because they have the tears of love of Krishna within the heart. Prem Anjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena Santa Sadeva Hridayesha Vilokayanti Yama Shama Sundaram. And how do they see him? Shama Sundaram, extremely beautiful. Achintya Guna Sarupam, filled with wonderful qualities, spiritual qualities. Govinda Mahadi Purusham Tamajami. That is Govinda I worship. That's the prayers of Brahma. So therefore, we have to patiently execute Krishna consciousness, see that we are free from all unwanted desires, free from all, and in association of devotees, cultivate more and more of faith, and one day see Krishna face to face, which is the objective of our life. Like here, the success story has been given. Kardama Muni. Now you cannot even dream to do what he's doing. 10,000 years tapasya to see Krishna face to face. And he's not ordinary personality. He is one of the great Prajapatis. He's a very great personality in the beginning of dawn of creation. These are all great sons of Brahma. So to see, for them to see the Lord is not so difficult like us. But 10,000 years, they're very great personalities. Tapasya. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told us, chant Hare Krishna 16 rounds. Prabhupada guided us 16 rounds. Follow 4x, you will see Krishna face to face. How much we should be enthusiastic. The price is very less. Prabhupada used to remind devotees to practice spiritual life. People who sit in the Himalayas and under ice. In winter, they dip in the ice cold lake. And in the summer, they put fire all around them. How much tapasya people do to see Krishna face to face. And now it has been made very easy for you. Just chant Hare Krishna, you will see Krishna face to face and live a pure life. That's all. But if I know it is not possible, so why throw away this opportunity? It's like committing suicide. Why throw away this opportunity? An opportunity has come. So Radha Krishna bolo, sange chalo. Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, let us keep chant name of Radha Krishna and go towards Krishna's kingdom, spiritual world, and together serve him with great enthusiasm. Okay, so there should be no hesitation, and definitely we should be clear what we want to achieve. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Nidhi, what is your question, Nidhi?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, you had asked us to watch that Goloka chart by Gaur Gopal Das, Prabhuji. It was very nice, Prabhuji.
No,
but
Goloka chart is by Gokul Chandra Das.
Gokul Chandra Das.
Yeah.
Okay. Prabhuji, in that actually, Prabhuji was talking about Lord Krishna's Swarup Shakti. it was divided into Vibhava, Prabhava, and Anubhava. So I was not able to understand it well. So I was just asking you, where can I read about this in detail, Prabhuji?
Don't worry, that comes in Chaitanya Charitamrita elaborately. Don't worry, it's all will come. Abhi read Gita. You came to know, keep a note in corner. Okay?
Okay, Prabhuji.
When we read Bhagavatam, after that Chaitanya Charitamrita, the different Shaktis of the Lord are explained. Prabhava Prakasha, Vaibhava Vilasa, different forms of the Lords are also there. Okay, it will come together. Okay.
Okay, Prabhuji. Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So many forms of the Lord are there. Okay, yes. Okay, Bhupali, Hare Krishna, Bhupali.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I want to ask. I have some question. Like, since I have done, I am doing the level 2 course actually, and since some days I feel insecure, like with while praying, while offering to Bhagwan, I have some I may commit some wrong things, and so how to get rid of that insecurity? Like, I fear ki with some service I may have done some something wrong. So with this feeling, how can I get rid of this feeling?
That's a good feeling. Always we should feel careful and fearful. We should be very careful to do the service as far as possible, properly, and fearful that I have not made some mistake. That always should be the, just like Arjuna before the war was careful and fearful. Krishna, am I doing any sin? That's a gentleman.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's okay. That makes us to be check again and again whether I'm making mistake. We should not be overconfident. Hannah?
Like, with that feeling, I whole the day I am like thinking about the thing. Oh my God, now what should I do? Then at that point of time, what should I do?
Nothing. We can clarify with other devotee. Did I make a mistake? I chanted Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Did I make any mistake? You can check with other devotees. Hannah?
Okay.
Always good to be careful and fearful. Good in spiritual life. We should always have inferiority complex in front of the Lord. Always. My Lord, I'm sorry, I don't know anything. Hannah? It is not considered good in this word, inferiority complex. In front of God, very good. Very good. Hannah? My Lord, I am an idiot. I'm a fool. Very good. Very good. Okay? For the Lord, it is good. For the Lord. Always pray to the Lord. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm a fool, number one. Very good. Very good. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Radhika.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Small clarification. What is Deva Maya, Prabhu? Yoga Maya, Maha Maya only I've heard. Now Deva Maya.
I don't know. Devi Esha Gunamayi Ma Maya Durate.
Oh,
Maybe
sure.
going to Mahamaya. Okay? I don't know this term. These terms can be, just a play of words. Okay?
Oh, sure.
Fine.
Sure.
You can just find out where it was used and what context and which word was used for this. Okay?
Sure, Prabhu.
Technically, there are two Mayas only, Mahamaya and Yoga Maya. Okay?
Sure, Prabhu. Sure, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Maya also means Shakti sometime. So maybe referring to the Shaktis of the Devatas. I don't know. I'm just guessing. Just check up. Smita Vegas. Smith Vegas. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Guruji, can you please repeat those 5 words which you said, stages of seeing Lord Krishna? It was very, very nice to hear.
No, 8, 9.
9.
Shraddha. Shraddha is the first stage. Said you thought, let me go. There's a nice class today. I'll benefit. Initial faith. Anything starts with initial faith. Oh no? I heard a lot about America. It's a very wonderful country. Let me go there. That is initial faith. Shraddha. Okay? Then you meet the people, sadhu sangha, the people who have actually gone there. Oh, it's very nice. It's so wonderful. And then you get more encouraged. Then bhajana kriya, you follow all the rules and regulations. Correct? You get your visa, blah, blah, blah. So similarly, spiritual life also. First thing is Shraddha, initial faith. Then sadhu sangha, essay to the devotees. Then bhajana kriya, follow rules and regulations. Anartha nivritti, all your misgivings go away. Then nishtha, firm faith develops. Because in the beginning stage, you may not taste love of Krishna, but your mind becomes calm and peaceful. Anna? They call unearth in everything. And then it worked, I didn't see the waves of ocean of love of Krishna, but I'm feeling benefited, I'm feeling purified. The nishtha, firm faith, yes, this is a process. Then ruchi, now with great faith when you chant, it's just like somebody is putting rasgulla in your mouth. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Because what you get, what you give, that you get. So with great faith when you chant, it is very pleasing to Krishna, that chanting. Ruchi leads to asakti, feel great affection for Krishna. Then bhava, pranibari, love for God. And then prema, you full love, strong love. Bhava and prema different. Bhava is like a sunrise before the sun appears. And prema, you can see the sun, strong presence of the Lord. And then you see the Lord face to face. Okay? Okay? Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Okay? You can Google it out. 9 stages in devotion. Type Shraddha, you will see remaining. There are proper talks about that in many books. Okay?
Hare Krishna. Sure, Guruji. Sure.
Okay? There is an
Thank you.
elaborate study of whatever we feel at each stage. These are all done by various acharyas. Okay? Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Pancha kalpata rubascha kripa sindhi evacha patitana pavane vaishnava nama antkoti vaishnava